culture is Namaste. So, Namaste, everyone, again. Um, I'm going to talk about a very, very universal tool that we all use on a day to day basis with a very individual understanding of stories, sometimes consciously, most of the times subconsciously or unconsciously, through our own contexts, through our learnings, and what we absorb and reflect on, and then put together as stories and narratives. Today, what I'm going to try to do with us, with our gathering here, is that we'll try to see how to consciously build this craft and skill and keep improving from as we progress with our careers or our personal lives, and try to learn from our own stories and other stories, and make them like the perfect story that you would imagine it to be. So what do storytelling does for us? Storytelling helps us make a point. It helps us have a point of view. It helps us improvise with point of view. So storytelling is powerful only because it is so omnipresent in our lives, as I just mentioned. But to really work around it, we need to see where it is coming from, how we can use it, and how we can make it better consciously. As micro stories, what we deal with on a daily basis, you'll find stories in simple ideas that you share as designers to get approvals, stories that come spontaneously to you while solving a problem on a live product or situation where execution is required, tight deadlines, you're all aware of it. And sometimes to really get people to be excited about a new idea or concept that you're proposing. So your meeting room wins are also great stories that we kind of just let go as a daily routine presentation, but they are really critical, and they can really enhance how your career progresses and how you progress individually as a designer. Stories help you bring a common voice, get people together, have a common goal, and stand by each other, because if we all share the same story, we are going to talk about it with a unified voice. That's how it can really bring people together. It can help people relate to a product, recall something. I think looking at this visual, you think of a movie, you think of a brand mascot, and you think of something that has been running for generations, and it stands out to us and it speaks to us. So a simple visual can recall a story by itself, just in how it has been delivered over a period of time for us to sync with it. It helps us make a choice. Storytelling is not just about saying things that are nice, sweet, or gives us emotions, but it also helps us make decisions. It helps us look at products differently. Every product has a pricing story, which is also a story in itself, and how we package it in today's times and present it to people can be a make or break for business. So stories essentially leave us with something. It will leave us with a decision, it will leave us with a feeling, it will leave us with multiple things, but there will be a takeaway. Maybe it is for food, or it is for emotions, but essentially emotions are going to be an important part if stories are involved. And today we are going to explore this part of storytelling. So if I have to break it down, as words for you, stories are about structure, style, sequence, and strategy. A lot of elements other than this are also subsets of this, but largely I can look at it, this is my own personal understanding, that stories at a broader level come with structure, style, sequence, and strategy. And with this, there is a little warm-up exercise that I want to do with you all. It's called Fastest Fingers First. It's very simple. I want you to reflect on this for a few moments and tell us in the comments sections, what do you think is the chronology in which stories are written? So I'm going to play a short music for you for about 45 seconds or 30 seconds, and why don't you leave us some comments and let's see what people think, what comes first while looking at storytelling as a craft. Let's go. Okay. Do we have some answers? Oh, we have quite a few. DBCA seems to be DACB, DABC, DAC. D seems to be the first one and the second one. Let's see, what do we have? We have strategy and structure coming first, and then style and sequence. That seems to be the majority with most, I think. Very interesting. So, yes, I think it really shares how you are looking at storytelling at this point. And I think strategy and structure are very, very important. And I'm really happy to see that a lot of you are actually looking at storytelling as strategy. So, moving on to the next part, I feel that chronology changes based on priority. Which part of the story, which stage of the business we are at, and which stage of communication we are at decides whether which portion of that element will come first. So if I have to explain this even in better understanding, storytelling is similar to product design. I think since this is an IDF initiative and a UXT talk, a lot of you might be product designers or dealing with service design or some form of branding. And whenever we deal with any form of design product which comes out in the end as either a marketing collateral or a service or a product, we are continuously zooming in and zooming out to evaluate the decisions that we are making, right? So storytelling is very similar. It's just that it's not looked at with that perspective, because normally we are copywriters or writers or designers are brought in at a very late stage of design. But storytelling is as much an essential part of foundational process of design as is getting your elements and architecture correct. It's as important to understand what your story is going to be at a very early level and keep evolving it with the product. So to tag it, I think structure and strategy are, structure is macro, which means you start looking at the bigger structure. What are the elements going to be very early on, and decide that and list them down initially in the story for the story. And a micro view would be about what style is going to be, what strategy is going to be. And again, at the macro level, you have to design some rules. For instance, there are house rules, as Shlok started in the beginning. There are going to be some house rules which are at a macro level, and then at a micro level, we kind of keep a check of those rules that they are being followed. So by macro view, I mean that those are going to be your high level understanding of the story, which are like guidelines. And then comes the micro level where we start keeping those guidelines in check.